You are listening to Football Live, the preview show on Brilla FM with Barry Swain.
Yes, so we're looking ahead to the FA Cup this weekend, the fourth round, and some cracking ties we've got as well. And many of them are covered right here on Football Live this Saturday and Sunday on Brilla FM. First of all, let's start with the big breaking news this week. No one's really surprised at the news that Frank Lampard has been sacked as manager of Everton, the club in somewhat of a disarray at the moment on Merseyside, near the bottom of the table. It doesn't look as if they're going to stay up unless they can make a marked improvement very quickly. Here is Frank Lampard, his final interview after last weekend's 2-0 loss at West Ham United.
As a coach, a big part of your game is to work towards the final third and stay there and be there, and then talk about what you want from the players, but those things are more instinctive at that end of the pitch, and we didn't have that today.
And time now, obviously, is a 2-week break before our next game. The importance of strengthening. I know we're looking to add attacking talent, but how important is that, and to regroup and just try to put this right? Really important because today was clear. You know, we controlled a lot of the game. We can talk about the goals we conceded, yeah, but if you're not going to score in a game like that when you have so much of the ball, it's really tough.
That was Frank Lampard. 3 days later, he's gone. He is no longer the manager of Everton. The rumour mill is in full flow as to who will succeed him. One thing's for sure, the transfer market has only got a few days to run. Everton, as Frank alluded to there, clearly need a striker. They need firepower. They need goals. And they are running out of time in this transfer window. It does look as if it's going to be a long, hard battle to stay in the Premier League for Everton this season. Of course, they are out of the FA Cup, crashed out to Manchester United in round 3, and they have a week off this weekend, and they probably need it as well. One team that won't be having the week off are Arsenal, and they will be involved in the tie of the round on Friday evening. The Premier League leaders go to Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium, the first of 3 meetings in pretty quick succession between these two. And City will, with that deep squad, surely, and home advantage, surely start as favourites. However, Mikel Arteta's side just keep on churning out the results, and last weekend's last-ditch winner against Manchester United had the Arsenal manager purring.
I don't know, but I don't think it does get much better than that. It was a beautiful moment, a really special one, because we were pushing and pushing and pushing, and the goal wasn't coming, and it came at the end, and then VAR made it even more difficult, but it was just electric, and it was really emotional, really passionate, and I loved it.
That was Mikel Arteta. Tough one this weekend for the Gunners as they go to Manchester City. City's priority, perhaps the Champions League. Arsenal's priority, well, at the start of the season, it was just to get into the top 4, and that's looking a good bet right now. For Chelsea, getting into the top 4 is a very much outside bet. They are facing a struggle to reach the top 4. Perhaps their more realistic route into the Champions League next season will be by winning the Champions League, and that's not going to be easy. In the round of 16, in just a couple of weeks' time, they will be away in the first leg to Borussia Dortmund. A very tough match away to the Bundesliga side there. No guarantee that Chelsea are going to get beyond the round of 16, that's for sure. Graham Potter, he gave a debut on Saturday to new signing Mykhailo Mudryk. Here's what he had to say about his new signing after that 0-0 draw at Anfield.
No, he's not played since November, hasn't any game time, so it would have been a risk to play him from the start. It was more managing his minutes at the back end of the game. We thought it was the right time to bring him in. Yeah, no, it was good, really good. I mean, he's only been with us a couple of days, like I said, so he'll get better the more he's with us and the more we understand him, and vice versa, but promising signs.
Chelsea out of the FA Cup in the third round for the first time in years, losing to Manchester City 4-0. Time then for Graham Potter to work with his players on the training ground at Cobham this weekend. Well, talking about cup football, Southampton are getting plenty of it at the moment. First leg of the Carabao Cup in midweek, they lost 1-0 to Newcastle United. Their next 2 games are big cup games as well. Here is their manager, Nathan Jones, after a 1-0 home defeat in the Carabao Cup in midweek.
The level of performance, I thought it was a real good game, real entertaining game. They came here to try and win. We tried to win. This is a big, strong, powerful, well-drilled side, and I thought we competed with that. First half, didn't quite get the press right. Second half, thought we were excellent, and the goal came against the run of play. We had one or two glorious chances before that. And then to concede in the manner that we did. Look, they've missed a good chance. Joel missed a good chance over the bar, but we should the goal we conceded should never have come about. So look, I'm happy with the level of performance that we're showing. It's just one, we have to make sure we eradicate silly mistakes, and then we just got to be a bit more clinical.
Southampton still bottom of the Premier League, but firing on two cylinders in the Cup. They go to Newcastle in midweek next week in the second leg, trying to overturn that 1-0 deficit from the home leg at St Mary's just this Tuesday gone. In the meantime, on Saturday, they will be one of the featured games on our Saturday show on Football Live on Brilla FM. It's Southampton against the Championship strugglers Blackpool, and that's at St Mary's, and we will have it all covered in Saturday's show. Another tie that we will have covered is a Championship against Premier League, and it's Fulham against Sunderland at Craven Cottage. Sunderland making the long trip down from the northeast. They are well supported, and that's underlined by the fact that they've sold every single seat in the away end at Craven Cottage this week. That's one of the ties that's being covered on Football Live as well on Saturday afternoon. Marco Silva's side crashing to a successive 1-0 defeat at the weekend, well, on Monday evening at least, in the London derby at home to Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane scoring on his 300th Premier League appearance. He levelled Jimmy Greaves' record as the all-time record goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur, and he's just one goal now behind the 200 club in the Premier League, which of course the members at the moment count two: Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer. Surely Harry Kane will be on that list very soon, but not this weekend, because Tottenham have a very tricky tie at Deepdale against Championship opposition in Preston North End. That will be a very tough tie. Preston don't concede many goals. They're well organised, and they will give Tottenham a really good run for their money this weekend, I'm sure. Now, back to Fulham, and Marco Silva spoke after that 1-0 home defeat against Tottenham Hotspur. Here's what he had to say about his team's performance.
Very good, our first 40 minutes, I have to say. It's very good level. High intensity, a lot of energy from ourselves, the good dynamic as well. We are clearly the best team during 42 minutes. The most dominant team, the team that created two very good chances, one with Harrison Reed, another one with John in one free kick. But even without many chances, I think we were clearly the best team on the pitch until the last 5 minutes. I think we lost a little bit the control of the game without reason, to be honest.
Another tie that catches the eye is Brighton and Hove Albion against Liverpool. A rerun of the one-sided Premier League clash at the Amex just 2 weeks ago. Since then, Liverpool have gone away, regrouped and kept 2 clean sheets. But goals are hard to come by. On this current form, Brighton surely have to start as the favourites. Cody Gakpo, yet to really get going in a Liverpool shirt since his signing earlier this month, the Dutch international. Now, with the FA Cup, Chelsea are out. One of Manchester City and Arsenal are going to be going out this week. Liverpool, the holders, they could well be out if they lose at Brighton. Newcastle losing to Sheffield Wednesday of League One, so they're out. Tottenham facing a tough trip to Deepdale to take on Preston North End. A lot of the big guns are out. One tie where you would expect a home win is Manchester United against Reading. That's on Saturday evening. Manchester United, well, they're looking good for a top 4 finish, and they're still in the Europa League, but the FA Cup would be a very useful trophy to have on the sideboard. Those Manchester United fans out there are desperate for some silverware, and maybe it's their year in the FA Cup. Now, as I say, it might be the year of the underdog. This weekend, we have all the FA Cup action covered right here on Football Live on Brilla FM. Join myself, Barry Swain, from 3:45 on Saturday. 5 FA Cup ties, including Fulham against Sunderland and Southampton against Blackpool. We'll have the Berlin Derby and Barcelona are in action too. They in La Liga go to Girona. On Sunday, the show is from 2:45 with Josh Bailey. Brighton and Hove Albion against Liverpool. Stoke City against Stevenage. Plus Juventus and Ajax are in action. And Schalke and Cologne are meeting in the Bundesliga. Cologne against Wolfsburg. What a match that is going to be. And Cologne hitting 7 last week. Wolfsburg smashing 6 past 4th place Freiburg. That should be a really, really good game in the Bundesliga, which of course returned after a very long winter's break only last weekend. We look forward to your company on Brilla FM this weekend. Football Live, the preview show, is of course back same time, same place next week. Saturday's show with myself, Barry Swain, is from 3:45, and then from 2:45 on Sunday, join Josh Bailey for more FA Cup action. We look forward to your company this weekend. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day.